From LALATE News headquarters in Santa Monica, this is Mornings LALATE.
It's a big Monday early mornings broadcast here on LALATE with the incredible details about that fourth stimulus check update of 2021 today. We'll be going over that monthly fourth stimulus check that the Democrats in the House, the Democrats in the Senate, and the President want you to have, that everyone's talking about. We'll be going over the monthly stimulus check, how much do they want you to have, and when do they want you to have it. And we'll be going over Biden did it. Biden on Friday signed a major legislation that anchors fourth stimulus to the finish line. We'll be going over the incredible details about that as well. Then we'll be turning to fifth stimulus. That will have another stimulus check in that as well, we've now learned. Plus, raising your benefits up a lifetime and applying a benchmark that'll be a lot more than anyone ever thought. We have all that deep breaking details about that as well in this early morning broadcast. Then we turn to the thousands of dollars landing in your cities, counties, and states this week. It's all wonderful. It's all money for you to get. The toast is toasting. The butter is buttering. I'm here. You're here. It's going to be a great week. This is Early Mornings LALATE. It's Early Mornings LALATE. How are you? Hope you had a beautiful weekend. I hope you had a restful and enjoyable weekend. The heat is heating up, literally, here in Southern California. As you can tell, the sun is coming in, but it's expected to be a little bit sunnier this week. And that sun is supposed to come in full storm in the next few hours. I'm not very excited about it at all. But in this fourth stimulus recording, we'll be going over that monthly stimulus check, how much you're going to get and when you're going to get it. But first, how's the weather where you are? Drop in the live chat right now where you're tuning in from and how the weather is. We'll be going over that fourth stimulus check first to start, the amount, and then we're going to be cutting to fifth stimulus, a preview of the second half of this recording that has the incredible details. $1 billion allocated to the program to make sure you get checks on time. Second, another round of fifth stimulus checks. Oh boy. 6. Additionally, raising your benefits up, and finally, that the benefits will be raised up even higher because of a new benchmark. And we learned more about that benchmark on Thursday. It is getting really good on this early morning's broadcast. Then we'll be cutting to the thousands of dollars you get right now. This is LALATE. 7 days a week, 7 days a week, 24 hours a day. Your biggest and only financial channel, live on air all day long. Early mornings, and then we go into all our live shows coming up next. Then afternoons are taped. So subscribe. 400,000 subscribers, a YouTube record in 1 year. I don't want you to miss a single video across the board. Make sure you subscribe. I want you part of this family. Like this video, 3,000 likes, and consider becoming a member. Let's get right into the details about that fourth stimulus right off the bat. Fourth stimulus has both a House bill and a Senate proposal. The House bill and the Senate proposal both provide monthly stimulus checks, but of different durations and different amounts. Let's compare and contrast starting right now. The House bill provides a stimulus check for the remainder of the pandemic plus 1 year. The Senate proposal from the Democrats provides a stimulus check from July to December. Now let's look at the monthly payouts. They're different as well. House bill, $2,000 the first month, $1,000 thereafter. Senate, amount unknown on a monthly basis, but word on the street is it's this. Wow, yes, that is per person. That is per person over 6 months. $2,000 a month, $12,000, $1,400 a month, $8,400. If you're in the live chat, just after 4 a.m. Pacific Standard Time, get ready to vote House or Senate and tell me where you're tuning in from. But first, let's go back to this. Yeah, this thing. So many believe that the pandemic may be considered over by this Congress. If that's the case, then the House bill would only provide 12 months of checks, 12 checks, which is $13,000 under Jalopal's House bill. Compared to this, over 6 months, oh yes. I think you have an opinion. House or Senate? Which one do you like? House or Senate? Jump into the live chat right now. Vote House or Senate and tell me where you're tuning in from and how's the weather. Let's go over everything else you need to know about that fourth stimulus check. First, Who gets it? You do. The Democrats want everyone who got a third stimulus check to get the fourth stimulus check. Single individuals, 75,000 or less, fourth stimulus check would come to you from the Democrats. Married couple, 150,000 or less, Democrats want you to have a fourth stimulus check. Double it. Family of four, quadruple it from the Democrats. And finally, if you're on benefits, yes, the fourth stimulus check would come to you from the Democrats. SSI, SDI, Social Security, railroad benefits, veterans benefits. The fourth stimulus check is not income, so it's not taxable. Fourth stimulus check is not a waivable check. It doesn't come out in waves. It comes out on a monthly basis, so don't wave at it. It won't wave back. Hi, check. It didn't wave back at me. How rude is this check? The fourth stimulus check would be the same amount for everyone. The Democrats want the same amount for you and adult dependents and minor dependents. Great news. And finally, the Democrats represent the final vote will be by July 4th. That means you would get the fourth stimulus check in the month of July for the month of July, in the month of August for the month of August. And there you go. That's the first of three parts of your fourth stimulus check updated 2021 in this video. But coming up is more exciting details as Biden does it. Biden signs a major legislation that anchors fourth stimulus to the finish line. I'll explain that coming up. But first, here's a preview of fifth stimulus coming up in the second half of this video. Yes, there's now going to be a fifth stimulus check. Yes, they're also going to raise up your benefits. And OMG, now a $1 billion add-on has been added to the mix. And a wonderful revelation about inflation going through the roof for my beneficiaries and raising your benefits a lifetime. That is wonderful. It's coming up in the second half of this video. But now let's get some money. Let's get some money. As you know, this channel gets people money. Third stimulus, when it passed, I immediately told viewers, yeah, you're going to get a third stimulus check, but you're also going to get $5, $10, $15, $20,000 of money. Now you can. That money is landing in your city, counties, and states from the federal government. So congratulations, $350 billion for you. It's not all for you. Don't be so greedy. 350. What do you think this is? Publishers Clearinghouse? It's a share. $350 billion to share with me. And then, maybe one other person. No, it's to share. And it's for rent, utilities, mortgages, and homeowners' utilities. I want you to get that money. So get a pen and paper out. And if it's a Crayola crown, then it could be that as well. And we're going to write down all the details of where to get that money. Now, here's what you need to know. Each place has different eligibility. So if you reach out to one, they say, no, don't worry, reach out to the next. Additionally, they all have their own pots of money. That rent is about $5,000, about 4 to 6 months of rent, so go get it. Really great news. All right, you ready? Here we go. You're going to reach out to City Hall, City Housing Authority, County Hall, County Housing Authority, State Hall, State Housing Authority. Keywords you're going to use is rent assistance because of COVID. Rent assistance because of COVID. You're not going to say words that they don't know, like stimulus or Javita Light, well, unless they're a fan. But no, you're not going to say stimulus. Say rent assistance because of COVID or mortgage assistance because of COVID. And there you go. That is the first pot of money. And congratulations to Tim and Linda who got that. But, if you got $1 from this channel or $75,000, I've gotten people $100,000 from this channel, just drop in the comments what you got, because it inspires other people, inspires me. It helps motivate other people to get that money. And the next pot of money, oh boy, we got inspired a week ago today, where one viewer jumped into Mornings LA and said, thank you, I got $6,000 to $7,000 for it. What is it? It is SNAP. SNAP is your money for food from Department of Agriculture. So reach out to DOA, Department of Agriculture, to get this money. Lynn Glenn got it for herself, for her son, and her mom. Gail got it for herself. How much money is it? It's a fortune. A family of four in Hawaii gets upwards of $16,000 a year now. Wow. Why so much money? Because of two wonderful executive orders, one from Biden, one from Trump, that raise your benefits up 15%. It's wonderful. So go get it. That $15,000, $16,000 for SNAP, for family of four in Hawaii, $5,000 for rent. We are just killing it, and we are only 9 minutes of this video. Oh, boy. Well, the next pot of money is $5,000, and one viewer got it. And what is it from? It's from your states. The federal government has identified states as overpaying you unemployment assistance due to computer error. Not your computer. Your computer works fine. It's their computer. And the federal government has ordered the states to return the money back to you. Wow. Congratulations. So one viewer got $5,000 from this. When are you getting it? Reach out to your respective state for routing times. How do you get it? Reach out to the account you have on file with your state. Now, the next pot of money is wonderful. Michael jumped into Overnight's messaging on Facebook to say, I got the money. Tell viewers I got the money. Other people have been saying that as well. Cod and Margaret. That the spirit of the channel is viewers helping one another. And they want you to know they got the money. So they're sharing that information. And what is it? It is the money back from IRS on your taxes. Wow. So let's go over that amount. And then when, how do you get it, and how to track it. First, how much? Let's say you had $9,000 of total unemployment assistance and you paid $5,000 to IRS, of which $4,000 was your taxes on that unemployment assistance. You're getting back $4,000. Next, when? In the month of June. How? Direct deposit, that's on the tax return. Otherwise, in the mail. Can you track it? Yes. About 70% of the time, you can track it. Go to irs.gov, set up a username and password. Go in there and do a transcript search. And search for your name, and it'll show 70% of the time the results. The tax return you filed, the taxes you paid, and the refund you are getting. Congratulations. Can we get better news than that? We can, as we go to our second of 3 parts of that forced stimulus check updated 2021, starting right now. And it starts with this. Biden did it. On Friday, the President of the United States signed into law an international treaty that anchors forced stimulus to the finish line. This forced stimulus law, this international law, in essence, removes the need of certain items in a forced stimulus, making it easier for the Democratic leadership to pass, and just makes the whole process wonderful. Boy, this was exciting news. Let's go over what it was, but first let's go over how we got to that point, starting with Chuck Schumer. The Friday before Memorial Day weekend, Schumer said that we are currently underway in the reconciliation process. It will be done by July 4th, and it will be passed by that date. Now, how do we get to that statement? It started with Jalopal. Jalopal had written Schumer a letter saying, call the vote. But more importantly, the letter was co-signed by 12 House Democrats, who are among the 100-plus House Democrats who had written the president a letter saying, we're going to put monthly stimulus checks into the forced stimulus package. Oh my goodness. Can we top that? We can. When 7 House Democrats wrote the president a letter directly about a week ago, saying, Mr. President, we're going to put the monthly stimulus checks into that forced stimulus package. Well, who are these people to say that? Who are you? These are the people who are on the subcommittee that's solely exclusively responsible for writing stimulus check legislation in the United States. Oh my goodness. They wrote the first stimulus check, the second stimulus check, the third stimulus check. They say they're writing the fourth stimulus check, and they say they're writing the 5th stimulus check as well. Oh my goodness. They are on the subcommittee responsible for writing stimulus checks. Can we get better than that? We can. Biden did it, and on Friday and Saturday, he signed this massive international law about forced stimulus into the record books. Let me explain what it was by backing up to a recent Tuesday. On a recent Tuesday, about 2 weeks ago, I said there was something very important that happened that was complex, but I had to tell you what it is. I was going to slow it down, so let me just slow it down again. The forced stimulus is paid for by raising the U.S. corporate tax rate. That's easy to understand. The president had said when he announced the forced stimulus that he was worried that businesses may leave U.S. soils for a lower corporate tax rate overseas. That's easy to understand. So what did he do? He reached out to those other countries and said, let's raise the minimum global corporate tax rate so businesses won't have a race to the bottom, may not look for other countries with lower corporate tax rates. And they said yes, tentatively. So that president on that recent Tuesday reached out to his legislative team and said, well, after forced stimulus is passed, like in October, November, December, we'll reach out to those G7 countries and have them sign on the dotted line. And if they do, then we'll reduce the corporate taxes in the United States and also have those stimulus checks. Wow, now that's good news. But it got better. Biden did it, finally, on Friday this last week, surprising everyone. Months ahead of time, anchoring forced stimulus to the finish line. This is what happened. The Friday before last, I had seen a news article buried where it said that the president was going to reach out to the G7 countries on a Saturday. I didn't know why, but I said it's going to be important. Watch me on mornings, LALATE Live on Air. I'll deliver the details as soon as they happen. And then they happen. A week ago, this last Saturday, the president announced that he is going overseas and he did this last Friday and Thursday and Saturday, to sign into law legislation which anchors forced stimulus to the finish line, making this global minimum corporate tax rate 15% law now, not months after forced stimulus. Therefore, reducing or removing the requirement or the duty to put these provisions into the forced stimulus package, making it easier to pass forced stimulus, removing items from forced stimulus, and now anchoring it from the finish line. Wow. Now that is wonderful. This legislation now signed in the books, now actually law, makes forced stimulus easier to pass for the Democrats because certain provisions of the forced stimulus package are no longer needed because now they're in the international treaty. Wow. Now that's wonderful. Can we top that? We can with the volunteers. Reach out to the volunteers on the community page. Go down to the description of this video, open the description, and then you'll see an emoji of a house. Click the emoji of the house. It says community page. It'll send you to the community page, news.lalate.com/community. Reach out to the volunteers. They're separated from Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram on a page with some kitty cats at the top. The volunteers can help you find that rent or that utilities or that mortgage assistance if you can't find it. They're available because they embody the true spirit of the Purple Power. Viewers helping viewers. If you can't find the money, they'll help find it for you. And coming up is a little bit about them. But first, in the second half, you're going to find out more about the exciting details about forced stimulus this coming week and what's happening with fifth stimulus. It's wonderful news. Stay with me. I'll be back in 60 seconds. If you want money right now, not 5 days from now, and not 5 weeks from now, then reach out to the community page. The volunteers can help you find that money for rent and utilities. That's at news.lalate.com/community. The community page features a series of volunteers who are viewers like you. They can help you find rent, utilities, SNAP, food benefits, mortgage assistance, and help you with eviction moratorium questions as well. Their Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram individuals reach out to them and indicate the city and state you're from, and they'll get back to you shortly. That's a community page. Volunteers working for you, viewers helping one another. Stay with LA for more. Join LALATE Daily for the excitement of the new LALATE live daily. The excitement starts on Mornings LALATE at 9 a.m. Home LALATE returns at 11 a.m. daily. And then afternoons LALATE at 1 p.m. Join us daily as the excitement continues live from Santa Monica on LALATE. And the excitement continues on early mornings LA. The toast is toast and the butter is butter. And I'm here, you're here, and the bacon's still missing. I mean, it's Monday. What do you expect? Of course, the bacon's going to be missing. How are you? It's a big early mornings broadcast. And boy, in the second half of this video, we got a lot more happening with a fifth stimulus check, fourth stimulus check update of 2021 part 3 in this video, and more exciting details. But first, subscribe. 400,000 subscribers, a YouTube record. I want you part of this family. Like this video. 2,000-3,000 likes. Every like helps. And consider becoming a member. Purple Hawk, Purple Power, Calcino VIP. Stay with this video. After this video is over, it'll automatically take you to Overnight's Crypto, currently airing on this channel. Let's go right to that fifth stimulus with not one, but 3 breaking news stories. And of course, you're wondering about that stimulus check. Let's start with that item first. The fifth stimulus check, yes. So the 7 Democratic House members say that they're not only going to do a fourth stimulus check for you, but a fifth stimulus check. When? I think they're likely going to do it January 2022 onward. Fourth stimulus is this year, and fifth stimulus heats up with a vote around October, November at the end of this year. So you have December, hard to send out a stimulus check in December. I think it's to send out stimulus checks next year. Wonderful, wonderful news. That's a fifth stimulus check. Next, The President of the United States surprised everyone by dedicating $1 billion to the Social Security Administration Fund to ensure that stimulus checks and benefits checks and other items go out on time without any more problem, to ensure that the processes, the payroll, the staffing, and the computer systems are all up to date. Thank goodness. I can certainly look back and just a few months ago saying, oh, I was so sick of doing those Direct Express by Comerica videos. Where's my third stimulus check for Direct Express by Comerica? It's not here today. It was there yesterday, and he got his, and I didn't get mine, and all that stuff. I just, get the people their checks on time and no more waves, wave 3.6.2. I was just like, yeah, so he's probably as sick of it as I was back then. He just wants to get it done with. It's like, let's just figure out a way to get people checks on time and not have to do all these silliness. So this is wonderful news. And finally, the Consumer Price Index number. Oh, boy, this is wonderful. So on Thursday, we saw the Consumer Price Index number released from Wall Street. And the Consumer Price Index number looks at costs of goods sold. Obviously, they're going up. That's easy to understand. It's for the May 2021 number. Here's what you need to know. They looked at the number and they said, at this rate, we're expecting the inflation later this year to be the highest rate of inflation of a generation. Why? Because that CPI number went up year to date the most it's gone up in 30 years. So what are they looking for this inflation rate for fiscal stimulus? They're looking at seeing what they think is transitory or called temporary. They think that the inflation rate will go very, very high and then come straight down. Well, you want to hope that high point is when they do your fifth stimulus. Let's now cut to fifth stimulus right this moment. They're going to raise your benefit limits up, then remove the asset limit, add an inflationary benchmark. That's what we were just talking about. Then remove the income exclusion, remove the marriage penalty. All right, let's go through the calculation now that you understand what's the breaking news of this. First, they'll raise your benefits up in the fifth stimulus. If you're on SSI, SSDI, Social Security, railroad benefits, veterans benefits, survivor benefits, then they'll apply the benchmark. Now, you have to hope this benchmark that they apply annually, once a year, they apply it when the peak is about to hit. Yeah, because after that, the peak goes down. So let's say the inflation rate now is 3%, but could go to 10%. You want to hope that 10% hits when they apply your benchmark in December. Why? Because once they lift you up at, let's say, 10%, and inflation goes down next year, your benefits don't go down. Your benefits never go down. Once you get that 10% lift, you're plus 10% lifetime. Wow, now that's wonderful news. Then they're going to remove the asset cap. 1980 law, it's going to go away. So prevents you from having $3,000 on hand, just in time to get rid of it, so you have $3,000 in hand. Then they're going to remove the income cap. The income cap is dating back to 1960 law, says you can't work. It's going to go away. And finally, the marriage penalty is going to end. Love is going to win, and you'll be able to marry your longtime love interest and no longer fear loss of benefits. That's fifth stimulus. But guess what? There's a lot of other things in fifth stimulus besides that, and besides a stimulus check. And there's a lot of other items in fourth stimulus and third stimulus you're entitled to. But how do you know what they are? By becoming a member. Members are delivered from the YouTube channel by me daily, a breakdown of everything that's in third stimulus, fourth stimulus, and fifth stimulus. So you know the money you're entitled to. Under third stimulus, many of the items are application-based. They're not automatic. So you need to apply for them. $5, $10, $15, $20,000. A lot more than a stimulus check. So consider becoming a member and being delivered from me to you daily, a breakdown of everything that's in third, fourth, and fifth stimulus. The link's to the top of the chat and pinned comment. Now that brings us back to fourth stimulus for the third of three-part updates about that fourth stimulus check of 2021 right now. Well, fourth stimulus will have a lot of interesting twists this week, but let me tell you to start where we are. Number one, we're currently in the reconciliation process. Number two, the reconciliation process will end by July 4th, approximately. Number three, the reconciliation process has several steps to it. Number four, all the Democrats are aligned to pass this, including Joe Manchin. There is no Democrat that is not on board. Number five, it's important to understand that we have two emojis on this channel, not bill yet and not law yet. Remember, use those emojis when you're in the live chat or when you're communicating with people, because guess what? Even if it's a bill, doesn't mean it will become the law. Even if it's a law, Even if it's a bill, doesn't mean it's going to become a law. Even if it's a proposal, doesn't mean it's going to become a bill. You need to ensure that you push purple power. More about that push in a second. But let's go over the 9 steps so you understand what they are to get to the finish line. The first half are procedural, the second half are substantive, but pay attention to steps 5, 7, and 8 in this 9-step process. Step 1, the House subcommittee votes on the procedural bill. Step 2, the House floor votes on the procedural bill. Step 3, the Senate votes on the procedural bill. Step 4, the President signs the procedural bill into law. At this point, the tow truck has passed over the finish line. Time to go get that tow hitch, the substantive bill. Step 5, there you go. The House subcommittee writes and votes on the substantive bill. Now, the substantive bill can or cannot, whatever they want, have stimulus checks in there. Step 6, the House votes on the substantive bill. Step 7 and 8 is the 2-day Senate vote-a-rama. It's a very cloak and dagger, secretive, quiet, ambushy type of 2 days. There's a lot of surprises. What is the purpose? To receive the bill from the House and potentially make amendments. For example, let's say the House bill has no stimulus checks in there. The senators can amend and add them in there. Let's say it does have stimulus checks in there. They can still amend them. And let's say it does have stimulus checks in there. They can leave them alone. Step 9, the president signs into law. And there you go. That is your 4th stimulus check 9-step process. Now, that brings me to fake narratives. I fully believe that this week is going to be full of fake narratives. What you need to know is the following. 1, the president wants you to have a stimulus check. 2, the House members want you to have a stimulus check. Number 3, the Senate members want you to have a stimulus check. Number 4, the only people who don't want you to have a stimulus check are people who are not giving it to you. The GOP does not want you to have a stimulus check. They're not giving it to you. And the conservative media doesn't want you to know about the stimulus check because they're not involved with giving you the stimulus check. But here's what you do need to know is that you're also going to see some Democrats trying to confuse the narrative. Why? For their own political gain. On Friday, a protagonista of the Democratic leadership, Democratic Party, not even leadership, came out and tried to get publicity for herself by launching this elaborate telenovela that ended by the end of Friday. Well, here's what you need to know is that the telenovela is essentially canceled. It's not coming back. But I do believe that it's important for me to warn you that I think that someone like her is going to try to get back into the front of the media. That's all she wanted was to be in the face of the media. On Friday, she has said she had reached an agreement. She had no agreement. For the first time since Fourth Stimulus started, Republicans and Democrats agreed upon one thing. Kristen Sinema had nothing to do with any of them. She was not negotiating with people who had authority to negotiate on behalf of the Republicans or the Democrats, and they didn't even reach an agreement. So I do believe that she's going to try to put herself out there as some type of top negotiator. I want you to ignore it because she's not. Here's an example of why she's not. The President of the United States went overseas to do that great deal on Friday and Saturday. What was it? About the corporate tax rate. The corporate tax rate for what? Paying for stimulus. What does she want to do? Ignore everything that 7 global leaders did on Friday and Saturday and pay for forced stimulus by raising your gases at the pump. What? Yeah. Oh, Lord. And then there's the problem creators. Oh, my goodness. Those problem creators, or they call themselves problem solvers, all they have done in 2020 was cause problems. All they did. They went to here, they went to there. How many times did they appear on broadcast media? I mean, they appeared on broadcast media more than Oprah. I mean, it was just insane. 200, 300, 400, 500. Every day they were up there. What did they do? What did they achieve? Zero. And every time someone had a problem with something, they were back. Here we are again. Oh, boy. It was like they were the self-proclaimed, I don't know, bakers in the kitchen, that they could could bake a casserole to fix everything. They never fixed anything. But what they did was get a lot of publicity for themselves. And last Friday, they were trying to get publicity for themselves again. So I want you to understand there's going to be that fake narrative. Ignore it. Finally, it's important to understand that there's emojis on this channel, not bill yet and not law yet. There's some people who hear that something is in the works and gets very excited and then just sort of assumes it's happening. And then other people who don't hear something happening and assume it's not happening and get very depressed. That's not how legislations work. That's not how legislators work. The way legislators work is they try to make changes. They propose something and they modify something. It's a full process. And until the process is over, anything that you think is great could go from great to bad. Anything you think is bad can go from bad to great. So it's important to push Purple Power, hashtag MSC, hashtag Purple Power. You need to go on social media and push. Share these videos on Facebook, Reddit, and Instagram, Twitter. On Mornings LALATE on Sunday, I revealed to viewers that between Saturday evening, and Mornings LALATE Sunday, there was a total of 11 tweets. 11 tweets. Not 11 tweets per half hour, not 11 tweets per hour. 11 tweets over 12 hours that I saw. That ain't gonna cut it. That ain't gonna cut it. We are not donut people. We are not donut people. We are not doing the stimulus prophecy channel. We are not looking to a vase and saying, I predict. No, we're not doing that. We are pushing. Because here's what you need to know about legislators. They have laws and they sometimes don't send out the money. They have bills and they don't put it for a vote. They have proposals and they don't put it to bill, and they sometimes have ideas and they don't even put them to proposal. I only have to say 2 words to you, 3 words to you. Cash Act 2020. Cash Act 2020 was to give you all this incredible stuff. They never even called it to a vote. It was supposed to give that retroactive stimulus check for adult dependents who never got the first or second stimulus check, $2,300, $3,200. They never even called it to a vote. So I don't want you to get excited that something's out there, or complacent that something's out there, or apathetic about something's out there. You need to push. More importantly, while they may want to do certain things, they certainly want to hear from you, because they don't have insight as to whether you like it or want it or need it. Remember, I'm just a person recording a video. But every time someone goes on social media, a different viewer says, I really need this because of this going on in my life. It humanizes the situation, because then they see, yeah, I really need to do this because I'm hearing from the electorate they need this for this and type of thing and this and type of thing. Some of these elected officials are sometimes in a bubble. They don't know they don't interact with a lot of people. So when they see these things, they hear them. If you don't use Twitter, call them up on the phone. Send them a letter. We're still within the time frame for you to do all that. Twitter, Facebook, Reddit, Instagram, telephone, letter writing, doing nothing and crossing your finger and saying, I'm just hoping we're good. Ain't gonna cut it. Or coming into the chat, if you're not a subscriber or a member, saying, so is it going out or not going out? Well, that's donut language. I mean, really? It hasn't become law yet. So why would you even ask that? Is it going out or is it not going out? It's not law yet. And then just sort of being complacent about the situation, just assuming because Democrats are in the leadership that everything is going to be a complete agreement. Democrats sometimes don't agree with people. Now, the Democrats do agree they're passing for stimulus. Everyone's on board. Joe Manchin's part of the whole process. He is on board to pass as well. He wasn't part of that protagonista from Friday. But the reconciliation process is very tight. Just a few weeks left. I didn't ask you to push in February. I didn't ask you to push in March. Now is the time for you to push, because now is the time to make history and get this out the door. Everyone's talking about it, but it doesn't matter unless they get it done. So hashtag MSC, hashtag Purple Power, tag your elected officials, Democrats in the Senate, House Democrats, tag them, tag me, retweet each other, retweet anything you see for Purple Power. Go on social media, keep that pushing going. And next, join me on Mornings LALATE, because I have more details about this coming up live on air Monday morning, Mornings LALATE. Then we go into Noontime LALATE, live on air, followed by afternoons and evenings taped. After this video, join me for Overnight's Crypto, currently live on the channel. But for now, subscribe. 400,000 subscribers, a YouTube record for a reason. Like this video, 2,000-3,000 likes, and consider becoming a member. Purple Hawk, Purple Power, Calcino VIP. Stay informed, stay focused, always stay on point, always stay motivated, always stay focused, always stay positive, and always stay with LALATE for more.